lids, which is helping clear some of the fluid, but as I do it stronger, I can feel the poison going back through the capillaries, back into the back of the eye sockets. I can feel poison being pumped back there, and my eyes getting heavier and heavier, to the point where I realise if I don't close my eyes for a few moments and have a bit of a break here, I mean, I'm going to be no good for anything. So I thought, well, I'll close my eyes, have a sleep for a few moments, and then try again. As I did that, breathed out, a bizarre sensation happened. The impression of it was like there was a release, or like the battle to stay alive had finished. I had no idea until talking to the doctors later. At that point, they came back to find my eyes closed, took my pulse, I was gone. They had lost me. I had literally gone. For a period of 15 minutes, I was just a dead corpse, a piece of meat. And they actually moved me out of the accident emergency down what it looks like to be a part of the hospital or morgue or something. Moved me actually bodily down the tropics. They don't leave your body lying around too long, so they moved me out of the accident emergency down into another part of the hospital. And so, as for me, I had no idea I'd been pronounced clinically dead. To me, I was asleep. The trouble was, as I closed my eyes, which, you know, things go dark, I suddenly found myself in a standing upright position, wide awake. I knew I was awake. The trouble was, it was pitch black. And my first thought was, why on earth did those doctors go and turn the lights out in here? I mean, that's enough to spin anyone out, you know what I mean? Why on earth would they do that? What kind of hospital is this? As I stood there, wondering how long I'd been asleep for and why the lights are out, you know what I mean? 1 minute it's a hospital room, next minute it's pitch black. I thought, well, don't freak out, let your eyes accustom to the dark, maybe you've woken up too quick. So I kept looking, thinking my pupils are dilated, no light, couldn't see a thing, it was pitch black, like a dark room. So, well, okay, there must be some light in here somewhere. So I turned around 360 degrees, checking out to see if there's some light, couldn't see a thing. I thought, well, I'll go and just find a wall, you know, find a wall here, get the light switch, turn it on, see where we are. As I went out to my right, I couldn't find the wall. I thought, that's weird. Have they moved me? Maybe that's why the lights are out. They've moved me down to the general ward while I've been asleep. I've woken up, the lights are out, they don't want to wake the other patients. So I thought, well, I'll go back to my bed, find my hospital bed, should be a lamp near there, and that shouldn't wake too many people up. So I started moving back to the left, groping around looking for my bed. Couldn't find it. I thought, great, you idiot, now you've lost your bed. How on earth did you do that? You know what I mean? You would talk to yourself, so I'm groping around trying to find my hospital bed, can't find it, and another thought comes into my mind. It's so dark in here, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. I thought, well, is it that dark? I brought my hand up. As it did towards my face, my hand seemed to pass straight through my face, like there was nothing physically there. I thought, that's impossible. You can't miss your head, it's not that dark. 2 hands. Brought both hands up to where my face should be, both hands seemed to pass straight through. So where's my arm, my body, my hands? As I went for different parts of where my human form should be, there was nothing physically there. It was like you're outside of your body. But before I could think too much about that, I'm thinking, well, what is this place? What's this darkness? As I stood there, I began to tune myself to it. I could sense the darkness had an evil presence, a cold, encroaching evil pervading the atmosphere. Like, it wasn't just physical, but there was a spiritual darkness, you know what I mean? Like, it was evil in there. And as I stood there, I began to sense something out to my right, looking at me. In front of me, I felt like invisible eyes of something or someone checking me out. You ever felt that? Ever kind of felt like when you're walking home at night, sometimes someone's checking you out and you get a bit of a chill through your spine? Well, you intensify that about 100 times over. I'm standing there sensing not only something, but there's something moving towards me. As I feel the movement in this darkness towards me, I move back. As I do, a man screams at me to the right, out of the midst of the darkness, and says this, "Shut up!" I went, "Shut up?" I said, "Nothing. What are you talking about?" You know, responding to him, I braced myself for a hit. As I did that, another voice of a man screamed at me to the left. He said, "You deserve to be here." "Deserve to be where? Where am I?" Another man in front of me. "You're in hell. Now shut up." Well, I don't believe in hell. I was an atheist. I believed hell was a religious trip put on people to scare them into their religion. I thought all religions are based in fear. If there was a hell, it'd be a party time. You know what I mean? The Enduri headbang and stuff. You know what I mean? Sex and drugs and rock and roll. You know what I mean? I'm thinking that's what it'll be. Party time. Everything you can't do up here, you can get away with down there. I thought I'd rather be down there than up there in the clouds with a white sheet on, having some little... given a harp to play, you know what I mean, and some little fat baby with wings on firing arrows at me. I thought I'd rather be, you know, down here partying than up there in the clouds playing the harp or something. I mean, really. But see, both of those concepts just went out the window. I'm standing not down to party time with the lads. I'm standing here outside of my physical body. Pretty hard to grab your bear down there, isn't it?
Right.
Can't find your face. I mean, and jokes aside, you wouldn't want your worst enemy to go there. It was like I was standing there. I thought, man, this is like a holding tank. This is like, I mean, this could be real. It's not the place where your physical body goes, because I realised my physical body must be up in the hospital, you know what I mean? That's where, on the, for a guy, it's like you're suddenly getting a download of reality. This could be the pit. Yeah. And these men are in the same place. And your thought is like speech to them. You could be there 5 minutes to 5,000 years. You can't get tired. You can't tell time. You could actually be here. This could be it. As I stood there, realizing I could actually be in hell, in total darkness, a radiant beam of light pierced through the darkness above me. As this light touched my face, I felt an awesome presence go through me, and my entire body seemed to lift off the ground and be translated up into this light and radiance. As I'm being drawn up into it, I can see that it's coming from a circular-shaped opening far above me, that this light is emanating out of a circular opening. I feel like a speck of dust being drawn towards this light. As I'm being drawn up towards it, I thought, is this real? I looked back over my shoulder, and far beneath me I could see the darkness. Somehow this light had pinpointed me and plucked me out of it. Still not understanding what this light was, I began to move up to the opening, enter it. As I was drawn into the opening, I could now see that it was a tunnel, circular in shape. As I looked along the length of it, I could see the source of the radiance. My first thought is the center of the universe. Look at the light. Look at the power coming from there. And moving into the tunnel, I knew I wasn't walking. I was being translated through the air and at a supernatural speed, drawn towards the light. As I'm being moved towards it, I watch as a wave of radiance comes up. As this wave of light comes off the source, it touches me, and I feel warmth, comfort. All that kind of fear and darkness just seems to go out of me, and I feel a living light go through me. As I moved through it, I thought in the darkness, I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. Maybe in this radiant light, I can see something. So I turned my head, you know what I mean, to look. As I looked to my right, I saw my arm, my hand outstretched, because I mean I've been drawn towards it. As I looked, my arm was transparent, full of light, totally full of radiance. I thought, that's bizarre. I'd stopped in the tunnel. I thought, I don't want to stop here. I want to see more. I don't know what's happened to me, but I want to see what's down there. As I continued to look back to the source of the radiance, I felt myself again move along the tunnel towards it. As I did, another wave of light came up. As this wave of radiance passed into me, joy, total joy, filled me. I thought, that's awesome. What am I going to see next is going to be the most incredible thing a man could possibly see. As I popped out of the tunnel, I watched now where the tunnel had constricted the size and diameter of the light I could see. I now had unrestricted access to the radiance. As I looked out, I could see I was standing in what appeared to be the center of the universe. All light and power seemed to be directly in front of me. Shafts of radiance came out from the central core. It was like a